Chris Faulkner with you today, and I wanted to use this nondescript building toy to build an analogy of the creative process. So, what we have here is the box. We see it in the nice, uniform, bright and shiny thing that we want to build. But it's just that. From here, we've got to build it. Sometimes we have some instructions, sometimes we don't. So we have to take it on faith and just start. Now we see our ideas. All loose, separate pieces, bouncing around everywhere in a big jumble. We're not sure what goes where just yet, but we know that the idea is in here. So we just have to have the discipline and the tenacity to jump in and get it done. So here we've started our story. We've got a foundation and a good portion of the body of the story, but as we can see, there's a whole lot more pieces to fit somewhere in this story. But for now, we've started. And that's important because we've got something down. Well, we have the first draft done, but clearly something isn't right. That's not a unicorn. Well, we better get back and refine this a little bit. Okay, so we've gone back and we've got a second draft now. But we're still clearly short of the mark, but we're a lot closer. This is something that resembles a horse, and look, it even has a horn. So we're close, and we're getting better. That's the main thing to remember, refinement. So the second draft wasn't quite where we wanted to be, right? We know that. So let's break it down a bit further. Let's check the fundamentals, make sure that we have a good foundation in place. We'll begin to build it up, check the story structures again, change things around that need to be changed, and unfortunately, as they say in the industry, kill your darlings. Some of the things that you really love have to go, but a good foundation is where you always have to build from. Now with further refinement, we can see that we've got our solid foundation in place. The core elements are there. So now we begin building our character up, wondering what they're going to be. And we're closer and closer. Looks a lot more like a horse here than it did in the previous two, correct? Now that looks like what we're shooting for. We're clearly on the right track. Things have tightened up. Components are falling in the right places, but there's still a little bit more to go. Look at all those pieces floating around in the background. Those thoughts got to go somewhere. Finally, the core of the story is there. All the pieces are found out. The story has its legs. There's a few details missing, but those can be shored up. That's part of the editing. That's part of the rehashing. You get other people involved, you sound things out, and you find the ideas. Just a few more pieces are left right before you actually get into work to release this creature out into the wild. And here it is, the final product, our final draft, what we're going to release out into the world and people are going to see. Is it perfect? No. We still have some missing pieces, some ideas floating around, but chasing perfectionism is a horrible idea. You can continue to tinker with your story for forever. Sometimes things are just good enough and you've got to move forward. That's the creative process in a nutshell. Keep building, keep iterating, get it to a point where it's good enough. Bounce that idea around with some friends, contact your editors, and eventually you'll know when the story's ready to release. You'll probably have to step back a bit, not chase all of the ideas and thoughts, but keep those in mind. There's always more stories to tell. It might not work here, but it could work someplace else. Nothing is really wasted. It's all a good thought experiment, so keep them in mind. So keep creating, and as always, stay weird and carry on.